All right, big fella, the 10-minute sprint is nearing the finish line. It's the World Tour Final. For those of you who don't know, the World Tour Final places 14 teams. 11 teams go directly to the main draw by performance and participation points throughout the season. And we also have 3 teams in the qualifying draw.
The spot's number 12 on the World Tour ranking list, as well as a performance slot, that is the team with the most wins in the Challengers and the World Tours combined, and the local team for the host nation. They'll get into the qualifying draw with hopes of making it into the main draw.
So the 12 seed essentially is like the bubble spot.
Yes.
You can finish top 12 in the World Tour standings, but you still have to earn your way into the World Tour Final main draw by virtue of the qualifying draw. And each Masters has a certain amount of points for each position, and that's how you see teams gain points throughout the season. All right, boys, let's take a trip down memory lane. World Tour history, all the way back 2012. You were playing then.
I was playing, yeah, I was in that first World Tour in Madrid.
So you should know who won that first World Tour Final.
San Juan.
There you go. Shout out to San Juan, the inaugural World Tour Final winners. After that, things changed a bit. I guess we could say that the Novi Sad dynasty began around 13. They played in the final that year, but shout out to the Slovenians who won 2 titles in 13 and 16. But truthfully, it was the Novi Sad dynasty from 13 to 19, a span of 6 years, where they played in 6 finals. They won 4 of them. Which is incredible.
Incredible play by them, but there were some incredible shots that changed that dynasty up just a little bit. You remember Zamoun in 17 with the heave?
The Dragon with the fireball of his life, 2017.
That was incredible.
Broke up that Novi Sad dynasty. When things really start to change, though, is when Novi Sad broke up.
Yes.
2020, all of a sudden, Riga comes on. Lehman was very competitive then, but you saw Riga win in 2020, Lehman win in 2021, which kind of brings us to where we are now. 2022, up until this year, it has been the Oob dynasty, who are now going for the first ever three-peat in 3x3 history.
Yeah, and you know they want to go for that too.
Yeah.
That's a goal for them.
Well, they won everything else. The question is, will they do what they want to do, which is make history again after their historic year last year? Three-peat on the horizon for Oob, we're gonna have to see.
All right, Kyle, look, 2024 has been a movie. A lot of parity in the league, a lot of winners on these Masters, but we got to talk about who we think the favorites are to pick up a win in Hong Kong in the finals. And I got to start off, because I know you want to go, but I got to start off. Look, it's been an Oob dynasty. You can't go and name the favorites here without naming them. They've been good this last stretch of the season. A little bit of a different season for them as far as last year they wanted to start, then they kind of went down a little bit, and they peaked again in the finals. This year, not so good until the last few weeks where they hit the high notes. They won 2 Masters over the last few weeks here leading into those finals. So I think they have to be on top of the list of favorite teams.
Has there ever been a year more difficult when we look at the parity of 3x3 in terms of picking a heavy favorite? I would say that Oob is a favorite.
Yes.
I don't know if I would say they are a heavy favorite this year compared to last year, because we've had so many different teams that have elevated their games and are going to be true competitors. But I agree with you. I'm going to put Oob in as a favorite.
Yes.
I'm also going to put Amsterdam in as a favorite.
Okay.
They've won multiple Masters this year. Not only do they have hype-worthy De Jong leading the way, but Brian Albers has been an incredible add to the team this season. I think that most people would agree that those are 2 favorites. For the 3rd slot, I'm going to put Vienna in there.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to put Vienna in there. They finished number 2 in the World Tour standings. They've been the model of consistency. Also, multiple Masters wins this year. I think they might be built for a run in 2024.
Let me get a dark horse candidate in there.
All right.
Because I think that's a good top 3. But look, Paris, they have gotten to the finals in almost every single event that they've played. And I know this is the first year that they've been at this level, but it's kind of been their year.
Baz, ooh la la. No Rifa? No Miami? It's okay. Well, I'm not mad at that. I think there are several teams that you could kind of put in that conversation.
True.
But Paris, improbably, it's been their year. They've been to 5 or 6 finals, and they finished second, won one. Maybe they do it at the World Tour Final. We'll see. But I think that third team, in terms of favorites, is anybody's guess.
Yeah, true.
That work for you?
Yeah. Now we talked about teams. Now we have to talk about players.
Let's do it.
Let's get a top 3 of players that we think could do big things in Hong Kong, that we think could help their team have a good result there.
I tell you what, man, this is the perfect stage. If you are who you say you are, a superstar.
Got the
Have no
Lupe
fear.
fiasco.
The crowd is here. The lights are on. It's the World Tour fight. The stars are going to show up. Let me tell you. Okay, first, I got to keep an eye on Dr. Strange. He's the world #1. And we talked earlier about Oog's desperate desire to win 3 in a row. They want a three-peat. They want to outdo the Novi Sad dynasty of before. And his numbers have been a little bit down this year compared to last year. I think that Dr. Strange is saving his best for last. The next movie that we see this man in is going to be his very best. It's going to be an award winner.
Okay.
First for me is Doc Strange. Now, who you got?
So I got to go with, and this might be a little bit of an outsider's pick, Brian Alberts.
Oh.
Look, we know what Worthy is going to bring on Amsterdam, and he is an exceptional player. But the addition of Brian Alberts has made Amsterdam into a title contender in my book. He's a good shooter from the mid-range, from the outside, and he's bought into the defensive system that Amsterdam runs time and time again. I like what he's brought to the team, so I'm going to give him a shot here. If he performs well in Hong Kong, Amsterdam might just win it all.
Okay, I have no argument there. My next player is going to be Quincy Diggs of Team Vienna. I think towards the tail end of the season, we really start to see a different side of Quincy Diggs. When he goes into Black Panther mode, it takes Vienna from a really good team to a great team. I don't know what it is about him. He's being more aggressive, he's being more assertive, and I think that works to the benefit of Vienna. For me, Quincy Diggs is most certainly a player to watch at the World Tour Final.
Look, if you want to talk about important players, I'll give you this guy.
Who?
Dennis Donker.
Dennis the Menace, all right.
Dennis the Menace has been balling out this season. He's over 8 points a game. He's shooting it at a high clip, but he's so quick twitch that when he's not shooting it, he can drive to the rim. He makes their system, Rifa's system, go. He's the most dangerous player, I think, in a one-on-one situation in all of 3x3. But Dennis Donker, let me give you him. If he performs well, Rifa, they do better.
See, on that Riffa team, I would say that Vervoort would probably be the X factor, but Dennis has had an incredible season, was the points leader for most of the season until Quaid came along. Okay, my last player, the Lithuanian, he's almost as tall as you.
Man.
Aurelius Pukelis of Radon Virus Hop Trans. Here's why. He's had nearly a month off to rest up. He's gonna come back healthy, he's gonna come back rested, and he's gonna come back angry. Radon Virus Hop Trans are not the same team without him, but when Aurelius Pukelis is on the court, he is one of the top 3 best players in all of 3x3. I'm keeping my eyes glued to him. Maybe his shoulders are wide enough to carry Radon Virus across the finish line as World Tour Final champs this year. Those are my 3.
You ready for mine?
Give me your last one.
This is gonna shock you.
Okay, come on.
I'm going with Trey Bardsley.
Trigger Trey!
Trigger Trey. Look, this guy can go on a heater. He is obviously giving up some size on defense, so teams are going to try to attack him, and in some games he'll disappear, and then, Miami usually doesn't win. But when he's hitting and when he's got his confidence going, he is one of the streakiest, best shooters in all of 3x3. He can get to the rim as well, and I think, again, we were talking about it. Miami, they have a couple of players that you know what they're going to bring. They're going to be the standard. If Trey Bardsley plays well, that is going to lift Miami to a whole different level, and I think he's going to be an X factor for them in Hong Kong.
Man, you shocked me with that one.
I know.
Good
I'm
job.
trying to.
I guess we'll see. Hey, make sure you follow the World Tour Final live on youtube.com/FIBA3x3 and
Like, subscribe, lock in.
listen to him.